guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber for Kyuujin cosplay, and welcome back to The Last of Us Episode 2 called Infected.
We're gonna see some clickers today. I'm sure of it, and I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
HBO does good with, the details and the gore and the moving fungi that we saw in the first episode, so I'm excited to see some monsters, some clickers. I'm excited to see nature overcoming the city because it's been 20 years since the outbreak and it already looks good, with the CGI and stuff. So the set pieces actually look exactly like the game, so they did a good job.
This is so good.
Yeah. So I want to see some out of the city stuff where nature took over. And we're gonna do just that because Joel and Tess are taking Ellie to the Fireflies in exchange for a car and a battery, because nice little change. Joel wants to try and find his brother Tommy. He hasn't given a sign of life in 3 weeks, so Joel is worried, which makes him, in our opinion, it makes him a little more human, or at least more empathetic or open with his emotions. Because in the game it was about guns, so that's pretty great. And so he and Tess are gonna do that. They just found out that Ellie has been bit, so they're gonna have some questions. And aside from that, I think we might lose Tess this episode. We know it's coming, so
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the downside of having played the game. It's we know what's gonna happen, so we're kind of anticipating all the bad stuff, but at the same time, it's cool because we get to notice all the little calls that they make, all the little clues that they leave for us, like the coughing in the first episode, or you see all the shit happening in the background and stuff, and we're like, oh my god, everyone's gonna die. So let's just go straight into Infected and see what happens.
Let's go.
Let's go. And we keep getting flashbacks from before. That's cool.
Nice.
That's where it started, right? They said it was,
We're talking about Jakarta?
Yeah. Maybe she's like a specialist in viral diseases or something.
Just like in Resident Evil 2?
Apa Bapak tidak salah orang? Ali Bu Ratna, Profesor Mikologi, Universitas Indonesia. Kita memiliki orang yang tepat.
He need to save the world. Fuck. It's cool for us because in the game it's always Joel's point of view or Ellie's point of view or Sarah's point of view, so we know what they know and they don't know shit about how this started.
But we don't know how other people live through this experience, right? I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be doing this.
Yeah.
Seorang perempuan yang tiba-tiba melakukan kekerasan, menyerang 4 orang rekan kerja dan menggigit 3 orang diantaranya. Perempuan itu mencoba menyerang dan terpaksa harus ditembak.
Siapa yang menggigit perempuan itu, Pak?
Kami tidak tahu, Ibu. Kami membawa Ibu Ratna kemari untuk membantu kami untuk mencegah.
It's over. It's already all over the place. I think she
Itu
knows.
vaksin.
Saya telah menghabiskan waktu hidup saya untuk mempelajari hal ini.
We can do nothing.
Tidak ada obat dan tidak ada vaksin.
Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan?
We pray.
Bom. Mulailah pengoboman.
You know it's huge when that's the solution.
Could you imagine though if we got, because we had COVID not so long ago, basically.
I know, that's why I think
But
the timing is
we
great.
didn't have to bomb any cities because of it.
No, but to be the person that has to say that.
That you need to bomb your own people to
Yeah.
prevent this stuff to expand.
It's same mentality as Joel. Someone's got to do it. I'm gonna say that a lot of times in this show.
Yeah. But
And that's what makes Ellie so important. It's the first time someone is immune to this. It shouldn't be possible,
No.
and my computer is freaking out.
What I ask you is, do you remember the movie Runes? People went to
Runes.
Runes, yeah. People went to visit this old temple, Aztec temple, and basically you have
And they kill everyone on it so
Yeah,
they don't spread it.
because you got infected from nothing when you're on that place. It reminds me of that.
You try to stop it at the source, even if it means killing innocents, so you stop that
Yes.
from happening. Unfortunately, it didn't work because I mean it spreads fast.
Morning.
Keeping watch to make sure that you won't change.
They seem fun at at parties.
What was Marlene doing with an infected kid?
She found me after I was bitten.
And she didn't shoot you.
Clearly not.
I would be wary too. It's been 20 years. It's the first person that's ever been immune. Of course, like she's living through it, so she's tired of it, but no chances taken.
There's not gonna be anything bad in here?
Just you.
Oh, funny.
Kind of like in Monster Inc. Like there's no monster in there. Well, now there is, but
If we take her back to the QC, someone's gonna notice her arm, and they'll kill her.
Well, better them than us. You need to stop talking about this kid like she's got some kind of life in front of her.
You don't know that.
she's seeing the hope. He's accepted the harsh reality.
There's a Firefly base camp somewhere out west. With doctors.
I've heard this before.
And whatever happened to me is
It's
the key to...
finding the vaccine. That's what this is. This isn't going to end well, Tess. We need to go back.
Let's just finish it. It doesn't matter if she is or she isn't what the Fireflies say. If they believe that she is, then
You got a battery in your
we get
car.
what we want.
True. I think it's not about the job. I think it's because he doesn't want to get her on his shoulders. Don't joke about this shit. Shoot first, ask questions later, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks different in the daylight, huh?
It looks good. Well, not for real, like, I mean, it's all, runes and stuff,
So
but...
this is what it looks like when you let yourself loose for 20 years.
Yep.
So the state house is across there. It's about a 10-minute walk if you could go straight.
Long way or short way?
I mean, it's the long way or the we're fucking dead way.
Well, I vote long way, just based on that limited information.
Nature survives. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die, but nature perseveres. That's really cool. That's good. That's good. If I was personally there, I'd be like, ew, but on the screen it looks great.
You ever stay in a place like this?
No, the lot of early.
How do you even know what this is?
Have you heard of books? Oh, check it out!
It looks just like the fucking game.
Yes, sir. I'd like your finest suite right away, ma'am.
You're a weird kid.
You're a weird kid. Sorry.
Employee of the month.
He stayed till the end. It's easy, I think, to forget about the infected when you're in the place like this where there's no one. But of course she's gonna freak out. She's never seen anything like this. Their old life is fantasy to her.
Yeah, but only in books, pamphlets, and stories. Oh.
There's so many.
I love how they did this. It looks so creepy.
They're connected.
More than you know. The fungus also grows underground. You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere
Oh,
else.
that's new.
Thanks
Now
for
they
the
know where
info.
you are, now they come.
Oh, that's interesting.
You're
Cool.
not immune from being ripped apart.
Nope.
Yeah, it's like Pandora from Avatar. Everything is connected.
But I mean, that's something new, so that's... Or at least I didn't know about that. That's cool. It makes the whole thing more scary.
No.
What do we do then? Short way?
No.
Museum.
Okay, so, more ground rules. We're gonna go slowly. If you come up against anything, you get behind us and you stay there, okay?
Yes.
I think they nailed the 14-year-old persona.
Congratulations.
You know, the innocence and the sassiness and the, you know, she's still a kid, but she wants to be, you know,
She's 14.
treated like a grown up, but she's still a kid.
Can't go back there.
At least they didn't get separated.
Yes. Show me some open skulls.
Stay close.
Stop moving.
And there it is. Yeah, at least they can't see you. that's what I saw in the trailer, or something similar. They don't want to show it to us. Oh, look at that. The makeup is great. Oh, it's so cool.
They are so difficult to kill. Right?
Well, again, if you know how to do it, no. The actors just are perfect for this. They're doing a good job. The clickers. It's gonna be right there.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
It's so nice to see Ellie hiding, you know, and not just moving around in front of the enemies. Although, like, what's the point of, you know, staying low? Like, they don't see you anyway, right?
Oh fuck.
Damn fucking glass!
Your pocket knife!
Yep,
Your pocket knife!
right in the head. You come on.
Are they gonna learn that maybe knives are better for those type of
No, knives are not necessarily better, but they work in the game when you surprise them. You know, when you go behind
you
know,
standing in the back, yeah.
You alright?
Well, I didn't shit my pants. You fucking kidding me?
Again?
I mean, if it was gonna happen to one of us.
Bright side.
Well, you're gonna see she's gonna transform, right?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
There's probably more ahead.
So we'll deal with it then. Got it. I got it.
What about the kid? You made the first bite didn't take. And what about the second?
How about you just take the good news? I think for once, maybe we can actually win.
She's supposed to have been bit in the museum, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if they changed that
I mean,
or
we could compare like both of them were scratched or bitten at the same time.
we didn't see Tess for a while in there,
Yeah.
so
and
and it's the change in
Yeah.
attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Is
the
it everything you
song.
hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, you can't deny that view.
It's stuff that we see every day, but she has never seen that, so she appreciates the little things, you know.
Holy shit.
One of them got bit. The healthy ones fought the sick ones. Everyone lost. Tess?
Where did Marlene say that she was taking you? Ellie!
I don't know, just west.
Just what? Fuck. Okay, well, I mean, one of them's gotta have a map on them.
It's over. We are going home.
This is not my fucking home! I'm staying. Our luck had to run out sooner or later.
Fuck. She's infected.
Take your bandage off.
And yeah, they can compare now. They got bit the same time.
This is real. Josh is fucking real. her off your hands. They'll handle it from here.
No, I can't. They won't take her. They're not gonna take her.
Because you'll convince them. Yes, you will. You keep her alive. And you set everything right. All the shit we did. Please say yes, Joel. Please.
Oh, fuck!
Hence the information she gave us earlier. So there's infected people coming. It's all okay. It's the swarm that we saw earlier. Run! She's gonna be the last stand, the distraction. She'll make them explode. Let's go. You go out, but you go out like a
They don't
badass.
follow you. Joel. Save who you can save.
No! We're not leaving her!
I really love the small changes, guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Come on, lighter.
No. Come on, Tess, you can do it. Please.
My god, this episode was so quick.
You were right. We end with Tess's death.
Somehow I felt like this was way too short for an episode.
Well, the first one was 1 hour and 20 minutes.
I know, but still. Anyway. So Tess is gone. I mean, it's not necessarily a change, but the way she went out, the stuff that she said, I really love her saying, you know, all the shit that we did, you gotta make it right, because it sounds like, you know, when we said last episode that someone had to pick up the shit and, you know, they had to kill people to survive. They had to cheat people. They had to, if it was them or someone else, they had to bet on themselves, you know. They had to survive. But at the end of the day, if you remember your life from before and you haven't lost yourself completely in this world and you remember how it used to be, every day you would be having nightmares. Every day you would be feeling bad about what you had to do and what you'd be feeling bad about what you became. And so I'm guessing Tess was in that mentality of, you know, I became something that's not too different from all those monsters. You know, I cheated people, I killed people, I beat up people.
They technically talk a bit about it between Ellie and Joel. Like she asked him if it was difficult to kill those who change, those who transform, because you can stop thinking that they used to be human.
Yeah.
But I mean, after a while, it's become just habit. But it's a bit different when you have to kill people who are still people, because that's still for your survival.
And it's not,
you know,
it's not necessarily killing people. It's just the way they had to live now. You know, they just no more freedom. They had to go against the government, go against the soldiers. They had to, you know, I mean, they were going against Robert in the first episode, so of course they did that before. It's not the first time. Like, it's not their first rodeo in this world. Because if they're still alive 20 years after the outbreak, the shit that they had to do was probably bad. You know, no one survives for that long with a clear conscience. So for her to be like, Ellie is immune, she could mean the end of all of this. And if you manage to take her to the Fireflies, or at least take her to someone who will take her to the Fireflies, and you can stop this, maybe that makes it worth it. Maybe you survived for a reason. You know, that makes all the shit that you did worth it. So it's interesting because, I mean, Joel is kind of the same, except I feel like whereas Tess still had hope that there was a better world for her in the future, that there was a way for it to get better, especially after she saw Ellie. Like, I think she was quick to be like, maybe this is real, maybe, you know, maybe she is immune, maybe, because, I mean, she was like, oh, I mean, you're cargo, and we're gonna get stuff from them if we bring you to them.
Yeah, but I think
deep down, I think she had hope.
I think maybe after the fact that she got infected.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it
no,
clear,
after that,
it
yeah.
clear her mind that, okay, I'm done, and she might
Well,
be the key to...
She's a fighter,
to
though.
to save the world, to save people, yeah.
No, I think she's a fighter, and I think that as soon as she got bit, she held on to the hope that if I can take her to the Fireflies, maybe everything is going to be okay. Maybe they can find a cure really fast, and you know, it's like, you know, deep down that it's not true, but you can't help but hope that you're going to be fine, that you're going to survive, because that's the survivor mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But even before she got bit, I think she was the hopeful one. She was the one that could see a potential future where that works. Whereas for Joel, he let go of hope a long time ago. I think when he lost Sarah, probably, because he's like, better be prepared for the worst. And you know, Ellie is a danger to me right now, so I'm not seeing the beautiful future she could bring, and I'm not seeing that as, you know, a savior and stuff. Like, I'm not seeing that as a good thing. I'm seeing her as a potential threat, and that's how I survived for this long. So let's get rid of her and just go back to doing what I know, which is my shit. He's not the type to hope for a better world, because he's already been to hell, and he hasn't gotten out in 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is also something, like, you know, Tess saying, like I said in the episode, the focus on the ones you can save. I think it's because he lives in the past. He lives with the guilt of not saving Sarah. He lives with the guilt of everything he had to do, and he's kind of locking all of that in a box because he doesn't want to face it.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's locked in a box, he doesn't deal with it, so it's still heavy on his mind. It's still there. The box exists. So as soon as Tess got bit, she was like, he's gonna blame himself. He's gonna live in that. You know, he's not gonna move forward. He's gonna be stuck in that moment. So he's gotta focus on Ellie. He's gotta look at Ellie and see, you know, I gotta do shit now. So, you know, let Tess go the way she wants to go, even though she didn't want to go. But let Tess go, because there's no saving her, and focus on Ellie, not the past, the future.
But I mean, maybe a part of him might think that one of the reasons that we are out is because I needed to check on my brother. We need to have a battery in a car for that. So if it wasn't for the fact that he needed to check with Tommy, they wouldn't be out or have a reason to just bring Ellie to that place.
What you're saying doesn't go against what I just said.
No,
So
I know.
It
but
sounds like you're trying to say, like, well, in fact, blah, 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 but what you said
I'm
just
not
doesn't change
saying
anything.
well, in fact. I'm just saying that you said that Joel's gonna be just keep blaming himself for every person that he's gonna lose. Right?
That's something, well, it's survivor guilt. It's something that happens. When you are the survivor in a situation, you can blame yourself for being the survivor, the one that lived. You know, if he had, you know, better protected Tess, if he, like you said, had not wanted to go out and save Tommy. Mm-hmm. And even if Tommy ended up dead, he'd be like, oh, if I didn't push him away and stuff like that's something that people go through, and main characters in TV shows usually react like that because it makes for better characters. Ones that are ridden, you know, with guilt, and they're down, and you know, it's the drama that we love. If he was like, I don't care,
We love characters who beat themselves down.
If he was like, I don't care about these people, we wouldn't love him the way we do.
We wouldn't be empathic with it.
He would be a different character.
What did you think about the change that, and this time, Ellie got scratched? Because she wasn't in the game. And now we had a reason to just compare Tess' wound and Ellie's wound.
But for that reason, I like it, because first Joel got to see in real time, you know, there's a wound, she got bit, and she's not changing, she's not turning or anything. And after that, he got to compare it with Tess's bite.
And it was so much worse with all the redness and the vines. And
yeah, because, I mean, in the game, it's just like, he's got to believe, like, that's 3 weeks old, but then there's no saying that she got, you know, he could still tell himself, well, maybe she got bit by someone that wasn't infected. Maybe it's another type of wound. Like, if there was any disbelief, now there's not.
Now it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone, because we have proof. Although, when did she get bit? I don't know, because I didn't see an opportunity for her to get bit. And by the way, like...
Tess or Ellie?
Ellie. Tess was out of the frame.
Ellie wasn't bit, she got scratched when the clickers just jumped on them, and they were just fighting to save themselves.
But, Yeah, I mean that brings us to the fight with the clickers, which was really really cool.
Awesome.
But I do like the fact that Ellie got hurt because we got to see in real time. Well, no, the bite is not turning her.
Better
The
me than
clickers-
yourself, right?
Well, yeah. The shit you say. Just be
kind
careful.
of bring the joke that in the game, Ellie never hide. She's always
Oh, that's
just
funny.
walking
Yeah.
somewhere, just waiting for herself. So
Which, I mean, I thought it was funny in this when they're fighting clickers and they're still trying to hide, but they can see you, man. You can stay up.
just be silent.
You're gonna move better if you stay upright, right? I mean,
Yes.
you're not making more sounds because you're standing up. Although in the game, when you're crouching, you don't make as much sound as when you're standing
you're
up.
in
So
stealth mode.
so maybe that's why. But I mean, it's a little thing that I saw and I was like, well, why are they crouching?
Yeah,
and
but
when
I
I fight
mean,
clickers, I usually stand in corners and I'm like really.
Just keep a nice visual of where they are and just move slowly. To
Yeah,
the exit.
that's what I told my friend. You know, she kept texting me about how do I do that? How do I do this? Give me some advice about finding clickers and stuff. I was like, try to map them out. As soon as you see all of them, you can just make your way.
Yeah.
She was like, there are so many clickers and I don't have enough ammo. What do I do? I'm like, you don't even have
Don't
to kill
use
them.
it.
She was telling me, do I have to kill them all? I'm like, you don't even have to kill one.
No.
You can just make your way. As soon as you get to the checkpoint, you're fine.
It's so easy to just move through them because once they hear you, it's just so hard to kill them.
Well, it depends.
You know?
It depends on the level because sometimes there's no way for you to get through without them noticing. Because, I mean, in this they got real close and they didn't notice.
But that's
but,
why you just throw bottles left and bottles
yeah, but
right.
in the game when you get close, it's like they can hear you breathe. As soon as you get too close, they're gonna
Yeah.
notice you. Unless you're really slow and especially behind them and you attack them with the shiv. I do wonder if we're gonna see them use shivs. Like there are so many weapons in the game, and right now they're using like the assault rifle or something. I don't know. I don't know much about guns, but I want to see them use many weapons like baseball bats, the shiv, the knife. I want to see them use machetes and stuff, especially when they get to meet Bill because Bill is good with weapons and stuff. He's got a lot of them.
Traps and stuff, yeah.
He had the traps and just the different types of weapons. So I'd like to see them use more than just one type of gun in the show. But the entire fight with the clickers I thought was well done because the sound is so much more scary than the actual clicker. And in the game, when you don't see them but you hear them, that's when you start to get stressed.
Yeah.
So I was thinking in the episode, I was like, it's great that they're not giving us jump scares because I don't want jump scares. I want the non-stop level of stress that I know from the game where you're expecting clickers. You know they're around because you can hear them. And for example, like when he sees that clicker at the end of the hallway and then he turns around and we only see Joel and he's trying to recharge his gun without making much sounds and we don't see the clicker and then suddenly we hear the click click right, it's right beside his head, so we know the clicker is right there. It's not a jump scare, but it freaks us out much worse. So it's much more effective than the loud music and the pika pika boo boo. Clickers won't do that, but they are creepy.
Yes.
And the makeup was really well done. Like there's a bit of stuff. It looks sometimes like they use some CG, so I don't know how much of the clickers is
Prosthetics and CGI are there.
Maybe everything is prosthetics and they just cleaned it with CG, which is something sometimes they do.
That could be it, yeah.
Because I mean sometimes it felt like I could see some CG. I was like, that looks weird, but most of the time I think it's makeup and actors acting, and I think that's just fabulous because it looks so much more real. And speaking of real, like just the detail of putting bodies on the ground that just they've turned into the decor, they've turned into the environment, and you're literally walking on people, you're walking on hands and skeletons and stuff, and Ellie gets, she gets to discover this world and she sees the beauty of it, and then suddenly she pulls that cart towards her, and then there's a dead body. You get reminded, yes, this world is beautiful, but it went to shit. Here's the shit. It's not gone. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's gone.
True.
But Ellie is pure in that way. She doesn't know this world, and she kind of reminds me of well, she doesn't remind me of anything, but she's like this little girl who's never seen the world before, a world that we know and have seen, and she's like, oh, it's so beautiful, and she's mesmerized by the stuff that we see every day, and she's like so happy to be seeing that for the first time, and it makes me feel like we should appreciate what we have a lot more, because we don't know when or if it will change, when or if we'll lose it, and you know, we're so used to having clean water, food, and infrastructure and stuff like that.
With your record, you're gonna jinx it. So I'm gonna ask you to stop right now.
I'm not gonna jinx the apocalypse.
Who knows? Okay, with your stuff, who knows?
It's great to see a character that discovers the world that we have for the first time, and she's so in love with it, because it makes me appreciate the stuff that we have, like big hotels and you know, buildings and roads and cars and food and water,
But
safety.
The thing is, in these type of worlds that we know, like with Walking Dead or The Last of Us, you got those who lived through it, that knew what was before, and you got those who were born during it.
Which
and
they gotta
just
be so much
only know
tougher.
this reality.
Yeah. Well, I think the people that lived in it before, like Joel, Tess, and stuff, and the others, when they see this world now, they're sad. You know, they only see what they lost. Whereas for Ellie, she only sees what she's gaining. You know, the world is so much bigger than she thought, and it's so much more beautiful, and there's so much more. Like, she expected it to be full of infected, which it is, but she can still go outside and live. Like, it's not like there's an infected every few steps. The world is still out there, and there's so much to discover. So the beauty that she sees is something that the others, when they look at it, they're sad.
They're just mad at what happened.
Yeah, but it's still there. So that's why it's important to fight for this world. It's important to, you know, keep and stay hopeful. When you see, especially when you meet a girl like Ellie, who's literal proof that, I mean, everything that they told you in the beginning, you know, it's not possible, there's no vaccine. Well, I mean, she's proof that it's not true.
Everything is adapting to this new reality. Yeah.
Exactly.
I talk about changes, and one of them that we just saw was the fact that this fungus is a living organism.
Well, I mean, I think it is a living organism.
Yeah.
To begin with, like, it was living in the game too. It's just that we never really saw it.
I know, but we just saw more for a fact that everything is some sort of connected with each other.
Oh, that was cool.
Just like on Pandora in Avatar.
In Avatar the TV show as well. Avatar the Last Airbender.
Avatar the movie with the blue.
No, Avatar the Last Airbender too.
Both of them. But everything is connected. Like, just when you step on something, all the vines, the wires that are on the ground, if you step on it, they're gonna know that you're there, like a alarm bell, and it's just, it freaks me out.
It makes the world more dangerous, and you know, everything I just described about the beauty of the world and what Ellie is seeing, it also reminds you that underneath the whole beauty and the whole thing, the whole nature thing, it's rotten. You know, there's the fungus that's spreading, and it's there, and it's dangerous, and it could kill you. So it makes you feel not safe when you think that you're safe. You know, when you're surrounded with those beautiful backgrounds and those buildings and stuff, and there's no infected around, you don't know what you could be stepping on. So you gotta be careful. But I love it because it's something that I didn't know, and I mean, I didn't see that in the first game, so I don't know if it was introduced maybe in part 2 or maybe even the DLC. I don't know, but I think it's a nice little addition to the world. So I thought it was creepy, but it makes for a better world because it's so much more dangerous. Those are the worst type of zombies. Like, the fact that they can run, the fact that it spreads in the air, you know, spores and stuff. Like, there's so much more than just a bite that can kill you. That's more dangerous. And now we've got fungus spreading underground, and when you step on it, it can attract other zombies. Like, that's bad.
Technically, we didn't been introduced with the fight against humans yet. Like, we heard of Robots Man, but we skipped that. we technically skipped the fight with the humans in the museum because we had the fight with the zombie types.
Well, we can't expect them to bring every detail from the game in the TV show because most of what they skipped, like you said, is the gameplay. So it's okay to have action in the TV show, but if they take the gameplay and they try to recreate it, it's just going to be action non-stop. So there's going to be no story, no time for dialogue, no nothing. So they can't recreate the gameplay. So to have them be, infected and to have Tess, see the fungus grow out of the mouth. And by the way, like the infected are horny apparently.
Not only. I think that the fungi
recognize
that she was infected and just want to be a part of herself.
That's kind of what
everything is connected.
That's what I deduced, but I was like, it's funny because it kind of looks like he was like, oh man, girl, a girl that's infected too, and she looks cute.
First time here.
Something like that. But I mean, it made for a very creepy moment where it's kind of like she's about to join this crowd, and then the lighter, lights up and she goes out with a bang.
Not today, bitch.
I mean, it's more, the impact is greater.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode was called Infected, so it makes sense that we were seeing the clickers and the runners and the infected and not the actual people. We'll have time for people later when we face the bandits and stuff, but to have her, see that she's becoming, like, it's so quick. Mm-hmm. She has her moment and we see her realize that she's becoming a part of them, and she, it gives her the push to make everything burn because otherwise she would have turned it.
I mean, technically, if you're quick enough in the game, you can just see her have a showdown against the guy, but to see her point of view, like just throwing the gasoline on the ground and just, that she's freaking out, that her hand is coming really fast, and she just made the last move. I think it was nice to see.
Yes, because it's the same in the game. She chose how she was gonna go out.
No, but in the game, like you said, we only see most of with Ellie, Joel, and Sarah's point of view.
Yes.
We cannot see from outside other characters, just like in the TV show. So to see from Tess' point of view, her freaking out, her acknowledging that I'm gonna die like in 3 seconds or 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. It gives us the opportunity to get more information about the world, about what happened before, what's happening as they're running away. Because we get to become close to so many more characters than just Joel and Ellie. So yeah, it's cool.
So overall, did we like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we see the next one? Yeah.
Well, we will, of course. Especially since I've heard that we're gonna cry. At least episode 3, a lot of people cried.
3.
Because they keep saying we're gonna meet Bill and Frank. Frank is the guy that do you remember?
Yeah, I know.
So Frank is the guy that hung himself. So Frank is not around anymore. Or at least, he's not supposed to be when we get there. So if we see, because I think we're gonna, if they do like they did in this episode, we're gonna see some backstory first. So some stuff from before. If we meet Bill before, and they give us the opportunity to get close to Bill and Frank, I know there's a backstory there. I just also know that in the game they don't have time to explore it because Joel needs to get on the road.
Yeah.
So I can see why the next episode would be sad, and I am excited though. I'm excited to see if I'm gonna cry.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out in the description, as well as if you want to see the full length of this reaction, it's on Patreon as well. So check it out. The link.
And if you don't, it's gonna be up on YouTube next week.
Yes.
So see you then, guys.
Bye.